Hi, everyone. It looks like we are live, so we will just give it about one more minute to allow for others to join. All right, so it is 7:30 my time on the dot. My name is Meera Manwani. I want to just thank you all for joining this session. I'm honored to be here, and I personally started my yoga journey with Prasad. So it's I'm very delighted to be here and really represent HTCG Yoga and practice with each of you. So it's my first time leveraging YouTube Live, so just want to pardon, any technical difficulties that may arise today. Also, because we are leveraging YouTube Live, I'm just going to keep it to my voice. However, I did send out a Spotify playlist that would go very well with today's practice. So outside of your yoga mat, if you guys have any blocks, that would be great in addition for today's practice. I'm going to try to make this as relaxing as possible so that we can all calm our minds and really prepare our bodies for deep rest tonight. It really should be a beautiful end to a busy day that I'm sure all of us had. So right now we'll go ahead and get started. We'll just slow down and really tune into our body and breath for the next 90 minutes. So I'm going to start on my mat. So if you just want to come to your mat, again, either Indian style or Japanese style, and start with your palms together at heart center. And then here, just keeping your eyes closed if possible. So we will start again, knowing that it's really close to the new year by setting your intention for today's practice. So whether it's for you yourself or for someone else that's gone through a lot, the past couple months and last year, let's start by setting that intention. And then from here, what we'll do is, start our practice with one chant of the mantra Om. So again, this is the sound of the universe. We want to connect ourselves to the sound of that universe, connecting with everything out there. So from here, just to separate this time away from the rest of our day, let's start with a deep inhale. And on the exhale, And so we'll start today's practice just by noticing your breath. Was it a busy day that you've rushed onto your mat? Or was it a slow day that you were able to calmly get here on time? So think about what kind of practice you want to make it, knowing that we really have to just go to sleep from here. So just beginning to notice that breath. Let's start with some gentle circles of the neck. So just taking it in either direction. Here you can imagine that you are painting circles with your nose. Slowly, again, keeping that awareness on your breath. Maybe exhaling on the way down, inhaling on the way up, and then just making sure that you reverse the direction as well. Noticing if there's any sort of crunching on your neck. Gentle circles here. Imagine that circle. And from here, we're just going to start with our arms by our sides. So let's start taking a deep inhale, bringing the arms up into Anjali Mudra, heart center here. Exhaling on the way down. So let's take a few of these. Again, deep inhale, in and out of your nose, and again, exhale. One more time, deep inhale, lengthening that spine, and exhale. So we're going to go into a seated spinal twist here. So again, let's take a deep inhale with the arms up. And on your exhale, let's release the left arm to the right knee and the right behind, gently twisting over your right side. And to the best you can, looking out the corner of your right eye. So feeling that twist, you can inhale and lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist. Again, keeping awareness on the breathing, deep inhales and exhales through the nose. And we can release back to center. And again, taking a deep inhale with the arms up. And on the exhale, switch arms, right arm to the left knee, left arm behind you. There should be little to no weight on that left arm. Inhale and lengthen that spine. Exhale and twist. Focusing just on those deep inhales and exhales here. And we can release here. And from here, let's come onto all fours, just into that tabletop position. Bringing the wrists right underneath the shoulders and the hips right above the knees into that neutral tabletop. We're going to do some gentle cat-cows here. So on your inhale, you want to look up and arch that spine, bringing your shoulders back. And on the exhale, you want to drop that belly, bring your chin into your chest. And at your own pace with your breath, again, deep inhale into cow. And deep exhale into cat. A few more times here, deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more time, deep inhale. And exhale. So on the next inhale here, let's bring your right leg up behind you, and the left arm out in front of you. So inhaling that left arm up, and on the exhale, bring that left elbow to your right knee. Contracting, so inhale, pick up, exhale, and contract, elbow to knee. So we'll do this 3 more times. Deep inhale, and exhale, and inhale, and exhale, inhale, and exhale. Back to the neutral position. Just going to check that everything's okay. All right, perfect. And on to the other side. So when you're ready, bring the left leg up behind you. And on the inhale, right arm in front of you. And again, exhale and contract. Inhale and reach. Exhale, knee to elbow. 3 more times. Deep inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 1 more time. Deep inhale and exhale. So let's come back to all fours in the neutral position. Here, just feel what your body needs. Maybe it's some swaying of the hips back and forth. Maybe again, it's some circles, gentle circles with the neck. And then what we're going to go into next is the thread the needle. So from here, if you've taken what your body needs, let's inhale and bring the right arm up outside of you. And on the exhale, bring it underneath the left arm. And we'll do a few of these before we relax into it. So again, deep inhale, bringing the right arm up with your gaze up. Deep exhale, bringing it underneath your left arm. A few more times. Deep inhale and exhale. And this time, let's take again that deep inhale. And this time, bringing that arm all the way underneath the left arm, bringing your right cheek onto the mat. So from here, you can either stay here if it's comfortable. You can bring your left arm to the right corner of the mat. Or you could also bring that left arm behind you, really opening up the shoulders and hips here. But just again, focusing on that breath, deep inhales and exhales out of the nose. And from here, we can come back to that neutral tabletop position so that we can take this thread the needle on the opposite side. So when you're ready, again, deep inhale with the left arm, following your arm with your gaze, and exhale, threading it underneath the right arm. And we'll do this again a few more times. Deep inhale, reaching up, look up, exhale, underneath the right arm. A few more times. Deep inhale and exhale. And then on this last time, deep inhale. And on the exhale, let's come all the way down, bringing that left cheek onto the mat. And then again, you can stay here if comfortable. You can bring your right arm to the left corner of the mat to open up that shoulder, or you could also bring that right arm behind you, opening up that right shoulder blade. So again, deep inhales and exhales here. And then from here, let's just release, taking both arms back out in front of you and coming straight into child's pose. So bringing the two big toes touching each other and really sitting between your heels, reaching in front of you as far as possible, and just melting into this pose, melting everything from your day today, letting go of it, taking this time out for you and your practice. Deep inhales and deep exhales. If you want, you can give your forehead a gentle massage here. Try to sit between those heels. And then from here, let's come up into the tabletop position so that we can come right up into downward facing dog. So tucking your toes and imagining that inverted V shape here. So it's the first time that we're here today, so you can pedal your heels out, trying to push those hips towards the back of the room that you're in. But imagine that you're tied onto that helium balloon and it's floating. What would your body look like? This is also another good time to focus on that breath. So we said deep inhales and exhales outside of the nose. You can also try to create that ocean sounding breath, ujjayi breathing. You can also sway your hips right and left if that feels good for you. And then when you're ready, you can bend your knees, look between your hands, and either walk or jump to the front of your mat. And then from here, we'll just swan dive up all the way to extended mountain pose. And then bring your arms back to mountain pose Tadasana. So next we'll go into some sun salutations. I know it's dark out, so maybe we can call these moon salutations. We won't go fast. Again, the point of today is really to relax. So this will be less of the faster flows and more just really feeling those poses and stretching your body out for tonight. So let's come to the front of your mat with your feet together. Feel that triangular base of support. Arms in Tadasana. And when you're ready, let's inhale your arms all the way up, Atita Tadasana. Exhale, swan dive down all the way into full forward fold, Uttanasana. Let's come halfway up. Feel that 90-degree angle. Again, all the way down, planting your hands, Bringing your feet into plank pose. Pause and inhale. On the exhale, you can come into either 4 limbs or 8 limbs pose, and then up into cobra, up dog, whatever is comfortable for you, and back up to downward facing dog. So we're going to go into a warrior sequence first. So we'll start with the right leg. You want to inhale your right heel high. And let's start by actually opening up that right hip. And again, drawing those same circles you did with your nose, drawing them with your knee here. It should feel really good to open the hips. Again, we store so much tension in them, so make sure you reverse that direction as well. And then again, back up into 3-leg down dog. Step forward with that right foot. And from here, let's come up into Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. So your feet should be in 2 separate railroad tracks. Biceps, your arms close to your biceps. Relaxing your shoulders. Your knee can be directly on top of your ankle. And again, just focusing on that breath. You can keep your arms here. You can also bring them into cactus arms to open up, having your gaze as comfortable. You can also keep your arms behind you. Just think about what feels good for your body right now. Again, focusing on that breath. And from here again, take a deep inhale. And on the exhale, let's come into Warrior 2. Bringing the back leg behind the front leg, like your legs are on a tightrope. Relaxing those shoulders. Hips should be squared towards the wall in front of you. Again, deep inhales and exhales here. And this is looking in front of you, like you're surfing on an ocean. And if you were in an ocean right now, which I know that many of us are not close by to one, you would be smiling. So imagine you're there. What would you look like? What would your body look like to stay on that board? Again, deep inhales and exhales. And then from here, let's bring the left arm down behind you and come into reverse warrior. Over here, like you're looking at yourself in a mirror. Again, what would you be like if you're looking in the mirror? Hopefully you all are smiling. Deep inhales and exhales here. And then from here, let's cartwheel our arms all the way back down to the ground. Into that high lunge, stepping the right leg back into plank. Pause and inhale. Coming down into 4 limbs or 8 limbs pose. Up into baby cobra, cobra, or up dog. Back up to downward facing dog. Again, each time we come here to downward facing dog, this should feel better. And then from here, let's pause and inhale or bend your knees. And on the exhale, come forward. Coming to a halfway lift and folding forward. And then inhaling the arms all the way back up. Exhaling back down to mountain pose. So we'll do the same sequence on the left side. So from here, let's take a deep inhale, bringing the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down into Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands. Come into plank. And then again, 4 limbs or 8 limbs pose. Coming up into baby cobra, cobra or up dog. Back to downward facing dog. And this time we'll do the same sequence on the left. So let's inhale the left leg high behind you. Open up that left hip. This should feel really good. And then again, drawing those circles with the knee. Make sure you reverse the direction. Back to downward facing dog. Coming with the left leg up, 3-leg down dog. And then stepping forward with that left foot. Back foot should have the heel down in a 45-degree angles. And inhaling the arms up into warrior 1. Again, feet on 2 separate railroad tracks. Hips squared toward the front of your room. Relaxing those shoulders. And again, you can feel free to change the arms. You can bring them together. You can bring them into cactus arms and open up your shoulders here. You can bring them behind you. Just feel what the body needs. And from here, let's just pause and inhale and exhale the arms into warrior 2. So hips should be squared towards that side of your room here. The knees should be directly above your ankle. Your gaze could be forward, again, like you're surfing on that ocean. I'm sure what we would all do right now to be there. Deep breaths. And then from here, we want to go into reverse warrior, Viparita Virabhadrasana. So let's bring the right arm down, left arm up, like you're looking at yourself in a mirror. Again, smiling because you're proud of what you see. If you need more of a challenge, continue to make sure that knee is above that ankle. And from here, let's cartwheel the arms down to the floor and complete this flow. So left leg back into plank. Again, pause and inhale, lower down, come up into cobra, baby cobra, and then back up to downward facing dog. Here you can again kind of wag that tail. You can pedal the feet out if you need to. However, you should feel better here than when we started. And then here, let's bend your knees, look between your hands, and then walk or jump your feet to the front of the mat. Coming halfway up, all the way down, and then inhaling the arms all the way back up, Atita Tadasana. Exhale with a simple circle back to Tadasana. So we'll just go into a triangle series next, again at the same pace, very slow, just holding the poses. So again, you can ground your feet. And again, we'll start in Tadasana, taking the arms up, deep inhale, exhale all the way down into a forward fold, inhaling halfway up, exhale, planting your hands, bringing your feet into plank, take an inhale and lower down, and then all the way up, cobra, up dog, baby cobra, and back up into downward facing dog. So this time, let's bring the right leg again up behind you. Inhaling that leg up, and on your exhale, step it forward into warrior 2 feet. So the feet on the same railroad tracks. Again, like you were surfing on that ocean. And then here, we're gonna take triangle pose first. So let's straighten that front leg, and then reach forward and bring it down, your right arm down, your left arm up. This is a good opportunity if you can't touch the ground, you can use a block. You can use it in any direction, vertical, horizontal, but just feel that tension like you're being pulled between your sky or ceiling and the ground. If the gaze is up, your energy is upwards. If your gaze was down, it's looking more inwards. Again, just focusing on the breath here. Deep inhales and exhales. You can imagine that ocean sounding breath again, like you're pushing up against the back of your throat. And from here, let's revolve the triangle. So we'll bring the left arm down and the right arm up. So what you can do here is you can decrease the distance between your feet to make it easier. Again, you can always use a block. But again, like you're feeling that tension from both arms, like you're being pulled in both 2 directions. Where do you go? And then let's come back to our regular triangle pose. So bringing that right arm down, left arm up, and then coming back to warrior 2 here. So you're bending that front knee, and we'll take extended side angle next. So here, keeping that front knee bent, just lean forward, and again, bring that right arm down, left arm up. Again, being pulled in both directions. Make sure the arms are right on top of each other, the shoulders are right on top of each other. You can use that block again. Focusing on the breath. And again, revolved, extended side angle. So switch arms, left arm down, right arm up. If you want, you can pivot that back leg. That makes it much easier. Or you can leave it with the heel on the ground, whichever is more comfortable for you. Again, focusing on that breath. And then we'll come back up. So switching the arms back into extended side angle. Coming back up into warrior 2. And then from here, we'll take reverse triangle. So straighten that front leg and bring the right arm up. And then feel that straight line all the way from that right heel, through your right calf, the right hip, through your ribs, your shoulders, and all the way out through the tips of your fingers. And then from here, we want to cartwheel the arms all the way down to the mat. Bringing the right leg back again. Pause and inhale. And then again, 4 limbs or 8 limbs pose. Cobra or up dog. Back up into downward facing dog. So from here, let's again bend your knees, look between your palms, and step or walk to the front of your mat. Coming to a halfway lift, all the way down, and then all the way up, Atita Tadasana, and exhale with a simple circle back to Tadasana. So we'll do the same thing on the left side. Again, the triangle series. So take a deep inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, folding all the way down. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, planting your hands, bringing the legs behind you. Again, inhale, pause. Exhale, 4 limbs or 8 limbs. Up into cobra or up dog. Back up to downward facing dog. So we're going to take the same series on the left side. So let's inhale the left heel high behind you. On your exhale, step it forward, coming into warrior 2. So the left arm in front of you. Again, like you're surfing on that ocean. And since we're going into triangle here, so you want to straighten that left leg and then lean forward with the left arm and bring that left arm down with the right arm directly on top of you. Shoulder on top of shoulder, hips on top of each other, like you're squeezed between 2 walls. Again, using a block if you need to here. Focusing on your breath. And then let's revolve the triangle, bringing the right arm down, left arm up. Again, you can decrease the distance between your feet here. If your legs are shaking, that's a good thing. That means they're working. Again, focusing on the breath. And then switching back arms, left arm down, right arm up. Coming back into warrior 2. And we're going to do extended side angle next again. So keeping that left knee bent in front of you. Again, lean forward, bringing the left arm down, right arm up. Again, gaze is up if you want that upward energy. Being pulled in 2 directions. And from here, let's revolve this extended side angle, bringing the right arm down and the left arm up. Again, you can pivot that back right leg, bringing the heel up behind if you need to. If you can leave it on the ground. And again, just focusing on your breath. If you fall out of this, you can always come right back. You can use your block. And let's come back here to extended side angle. Back to warrior 2. And from here, we want to finish this sequence with reverse triangle. So straighten that front leg, Bring the right arm down and the left arm up. Again, feeling that stretch all the way in one line from the left heel through all the way the left hip and out through the left fingertips. Deep inhales and deep exhales. And then from here, let's cartwheel the arms all the way down to the mat, and we'll complete this sequence, left leg back into plank, coming down 4 limbs or 8 limbs pose, coming up into cobra or up dog, back up all the way into downward facing dog. This should feel much better. We've been here many times. Imagine that inverted V shape, pushing your hips back. And then from here, let's bend your knees, look between your palms, and walk or jump to the front of the mat. Again, coming to a halfway lift, all the way down, and then all the way up. Reverse swan dive. And exhale, release back to mountain pose. So we're going to go into just a gentle sequence next. And it's going to start with the heron pose. So just talking about that ocean that we were surfing on, imagine that you're a bird flying over that ocean, just dipping your feet in that water. So we'll start by inhaling the right knee up along with the arms. And on the exhale, you want to release, you want to bend that left knee and also dip that right toe into the water. So inhale, bringing the right knee and arms up. Exhale, touching that water with your toe. So just some good energetic movement here. This is a very good leg strengthening pose. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. One more time, let's inhale here. And on the exhale, let's bring that right leg out in front of you into this one-legged staff pose. So imagine you have a wall right behind you. So your legs should be straight. Your back should be straight. If you fall like me, you can come right back into it. And taking some deep breaths here, holding it as long as you're comfortable. And then you can release. And what we're going to do here on the right side is, again, let's inhale, bringing the right knee up. And we're going to come into eagle pose next, Garudasana. And so here we have the right leg up. Let's wrap the right leg around the left leg. So you can, if you can wrap it, you can bring it all the way behind, or you can also just use it like a kickstand here, balancing on that right toe. And then because we have the right leg folded over, we'll fold the right arm underneath the left. And here you can either wrap your arms with each other. If this is too difficult, you can hug your shoulders, or you can also leave your arms all the way up. So whatever is comfortable here for you. If you can wrap your arms with your right arm underneath, what you want to do here is, if you can, bend down and lift those elbows, if you can, to eye level. And imagining that eagle that we may see on our beach. Taking a few deep breaths here, in and out of the nose. And then slowly unwrap the arms, unwrap the legs, and just come all the way back up, inhaling, exhaling back to Tadasana. So we'll do the same gentle sequence on the left side. So again, we're going to be flying over that ocean of ours. So imagine that heron, right? The one with the long legs, long neck. Let's take a deep inhale, bringing the left high and the arms up. And on the exhale, just dipping those toes in the ocean. So move all your energy down and up. Exhaling, inhaling. And this time on the inhale, again, let's bring that left knee high. And on the exhale, bring the left leg out in front of you. One-legged staff. Strengthening that right leg, keeping it tall, like you're pushed up to an imaginary wall behind you. You can bring that left leg as high as you can. Again, just focusing on the breath. Holding for as long as comfortable. And releasing. So we're going to come into that eagle pose next on the left side. So again, let's inhale, bringing the left knee up and wrapping it over the right leg. One side is probably easier or harder than the other. And since we brought the left leg up, let's bring the left arm underneath the right arm. Again, you can just hug your shoulders here if you want, but then just bringing the elbows up if you can, imagining you're that eagle. Focusing on that breath. And when you're ready, unwrap the arms. And again, the legs. And then let's come back to heart center here. And then down to your side. So, what we haven't done yet is sat in our imaginary chair. So we had the wall. And now let's just bend those knees and bring those arms out in front of you, trying to sit as low as possible as you can in our imaginary chair. This is challenging as it is itself, but if you want more of a challenge, you can always come up onto your toes and lifting the heels up, or you can stay on your heels. So we're just going to take a twist here. So this is a chair or revolved twist here. So bring the palms together to heart center. And then let's bring this left elbow to the right side, to the outside of the right knee. Feel this twist. Again, for more of a challenge, you can open up the arms. You can also come back onto your toes if you want. You can just stay here for the twist. Again, focusing on the breath. And then from here, let's release and come back to center. And again, just taking the twist on the other side. So again, Coming down into chair pose, inhaling the arms up, and on the exhale, you can come over to the left side of your body, bringing the right elbow outside of the left knee, and finding that twist. Focusing on the breath. Again, you can open up those arms. You can come onto those toes, or just staying here. Arms, palms at Anjali Mudra. And releasing back to center. So we're going to do some floor poses next. So just to get there, we'll start with one of the flows. So just bringing your arms to Tadasana, bringing the arms up all the way, Atita Tadasana. Exhale, coming forward fold. Inhaling with a halfway lift. And then on the exhale, plant your hands, coming into plank. And then again, lowering into 4 limbs or 8 limbs. Coming up into cobra or up dog. And all the way up to downward facing dog. It should be much more relaxing. We'll just take a minute or so to focus on that deep Ujjayi ocean sounding breath. And we'll just do some conditioning before we finally land into pigeon pose. So from here, let's inhale that right leg up behind you. And on the exhale, bring the right knee to the right elbow. Inhale the right leg up behind you. Exhale, bringing it outside of the left elbow. Another time, inhale the right leg up behind you, bringing that right knee to the nose. And then this is the last time, right knee up behind you and bringing it all the way to the front right corner of the mat. Setting yourself up for pigeon pose. So trying to keep that right calf as parallel as you can to the front of the mat. And here you really want to lengthen that spine. Inhale and lengthen. And then on the exhale, if you want, you can try to fold forward. Just reaching out as far as you can. Again, just inhaling and lengthening. Exhale and fold. Again, just focusing on that breath. And from here, you can either stay here in the forward fold, or if you want to try to come up into the full pigeon pose, you can grab onto that left ankle behind you and bring the right arm on top of you. So whatever is comfortable for you, staying in that forward fold on the ground or coming up and attempting that full pigeon. Always just coming back to that breath. And from here, wherever you are, just coming back up to the center of the mat and bringing that right leg back up behind you into downward facing dog so that we can do the same conditioning on the left side. So let's again bring that left heel high behind you on that inhale. And on the exhale, bring it the knee outside of the left elbow. Inhale again, high behind you. Exhale and bring the knee outside of the right elbow. Another time, inhaling high behind you. Exhaling, knee to nose. And last time, left heel high, and then bringing the left knee to the left corner of the mat, trying to make that left calf as parallel as you can to the front of the mat, trying to square those hips. And then from here, again, you want to inhale and lengthen that spine. And on the exhale, you can fold forward, just reaching out as much as you can in front of you. Focusing on the deep inhales and exhales. And again, here you can either stay in this forward fold, which we call half pigeon, or you can try to do the full pigeon, bringing the right arm around that right ankle, and then the left arm on top, reaching on, interlocking your fingers into that full pigeon. Again, just focusing on the breath. And then from here, we'll just come back to that half pigeon pose. And since we already have this right leg behind us, what you want to do with your left leg is just snake it around so that you have both legs underneath you, coming down onto your forearms. And what we want to do is counter the previous poses. So coming into Sphinx pose, this is leaving your elbows directly underneath your shoulders, keeping your forearms tight, planted on the ground. And then here, just gently opening up those shoulders, bringing them lower, feeling this stretch all through your spine. So for those of you like me who are on your computers all day, hunched over, this is really good for opening up, your body from being in that hunched back position. So again, just holding here for as long as comfortable. You can look in both directions slowly. And then from here, let's just bring your palms together, maybe using them as a pillow to take one quick crocodile resting pose here. Again, just focusing on that breath, feeling the difference from the beginning of the class, what your breath was like and what it is now. Maybe switching your cheek to the other side for, again, one more resting crocodile pose. And then from here, let's try to get ourselves up to seated. So however is comfortable for you, maybe through tabletop, What we want to do next is our head to knee pose. So let's just bring the right knee out and the left leg in towards your groin area. Let's have our hips squared towards that right leg. And let's take a deep inhale, bringing the arms up on top of you. And on the exhale, you want to fold forward, grabbing onto your toes, the bottoms of your feet, or your ankles, or your calves, wherever is comfortable. Trying to bring that forehead to your knee. So just like the other poses, you can inhale and lengthen that spine, and then exhale and fold it forward. Trying to keep that leg straight. Again, focusing on the breath. And then what we want to do to counter this pose is just bring that left arm now behind you, and then bring the right arm on top. And here what you can do is you want to push your hip forward. You can point that right toe in front of you. The gaze can be as comfortable. I like it up for that outward energy. And again, just focusing on that breath to really counter that pose we were in, of head to knee. And deep inhales and exhales here. And then when you're ready, just release slowly so that we can switch to the other side. So bringing the right knee in and the left leg out. Again, squaring those hips towards that left leg. And here, let's take a deep inhale with the arms up. And on the exhale, again, folding forward. Bringing your forehead to your left knee. Again, wherever you can grab onto. If you have a strap, you could always use the strap to bring you closer each time. But again, remembering to kind of inhale and lengthen that spine. And then on the exhale, you want to fold forward. Maybe using your breath to bring you closer to that knee each time. And then again here, we'll take the counter pose. So bringing the right arm behind you. And then bringing that left arm on top of you. Bringing that left hip forward. You can point that front left toe. Again, you can look down if you want towards that right arm. You can also look up towards that left elbow. Whatever feels comfortable and good for you. And just focusing on that breath. And when ready, you can release. So we're going to go Now into another seated twist. So just bringing both legs out in front of you. We'll start with the right leg. So just bend that right knee in front of you. And then you can pick it up and place it outside of the left thigh. So we can stay here. This is one version of it. Or you could always bend this left leg as well and bring it underneath you. I'm going to stay with the left leg in front. And then here, let's inhale the arms up. And on the exhale, you can either hug your right knee and bring the right arm behind you. Or for more traction, you can place the left elbow outside of that right knee. Again, no pressure on that right arm behind you. But again, just inhaling and lengthening that spine. And then exhaling and twisting. Looking out the corner of that right eye. Try to keep your hips squared towards the front of the room. And focusing on your breath. Then after your next inhale, just lengthening the spine. You can exhale and release. So bringing that right leg forward and bending that left knee now in front of you. You can pick it up and place it to the outside of the right thigh. And again, when ready, bring the arms up, deep inhale. And on the exhale, again, you can hug that left knee, bringing the left arm behind you. Or you can always bring that right elbow outside of the left knee. Focusing on that breath. You could even take some ankle circles here if that feels good with the right ankle. And again, a deep inhale, lengthening. And on the exhale, let's just release. So we're going to make it down to our backs here. So if you want to just, I'll do it this side. Let's just start by bringing your knees into your chest and giving yourself a hug and gentle rock from side to side. This should feel really good after all the work you just did. You can kind of work in circles here. You can go forward and backwards. You can go left to right. And what we're going to do this time is let's now come into a T position. So open up your arms. And then with your knees still bent, let's bring both knees over to that right side. And then let's also bring that left arm over to that right side. So your arms are directly on top of each other. And what we want to do is stretch your left arm in front of that right hand as deep as you can. And then bring it backwards across your body like you're opening a book. You know, follow it with your gaze all the way to the left side. And then let's close that page. So again, reaching out in front of you and inhaling and opening that book. Exhaling and closing that book. So again, find that deep stretch in front of you, bringing it Back all across your body. This is a good twisting pose. And then again, closing that book. So just do this a few more times at your own pace, feeling that deep stretch. And closing it. Again, you should always be focusing on your breath here. So you can inhale and reach all the way across. Exhale and close it. A few more times here. Deep inhale. All the way across. And exhale. Should feel really good all through the spine. One more time. Deep inhale. And exhale. So let's actually switch sides here. So if you want to bring both knees over now to the left side. Again, opening up both arms. And then here, when ready, bring that right arm over to the left side as well. And then take a deep inhale and stretch that right arm in front of you. Bringing it then across your body. Exhaling and closing that book. Inhaling and reaching. And taking it all across you. Exhaling and closing that book. A few more times at your own pace. Again, of course, moving with your breath. So from here, let's just bring the knees back into your chest like we did before, giving yourself a hug and rock from side to side. And we're just going to come into happy baby pose next. So just bring your fingers, you can hold onto your ankles, you can hold onto your big toes, just bringing them up to the sides. And then here again, gentle rock from side to side. If you want, you can straighten those legs if that's comfortable, again with that gentle rock. Or you can keep them bent. Feeling that massaging of your spine. Again, taking some deep breaths here. And then from here, let's again come back into that T pose. And you want to bring the right sole of your foot to the left thigh. And imagine the legs are like windshield wipers. So just you want to now alternate and bring the left sole to the right, the top of the right thigh. And continue alternating here again with your breath. So they should be in right angles. alternating the soles to the top of the thighs. And then from here, let's come into a full body stretch, just keeping your legs out in front of you, your arms behind you, and just reaching as far as you can behind you and in front of you. And then from there, let's just bring those arms. Let's bring one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. So before we go into Shavasana, there's a really good Dirga Pranayama, which is the 3-part breath. And what it does is it splits your lungs into really 3 different chambers. So if you think about your belly, your ribs, and your chest, we want to try to really deepen the awareness of where you typically breathe from. Do you typically breathe from your mouth? Do you typically breathe from your belly? And so what we'll do here, which is really good for the evenings to kind of calm yourself down for deep rest, is we'll take a deep inhale, but starting with your belly. So let's take that deep inhale and feel it through the belly. It should be filling up like a balloon. Keep that inhale through your ribs and again through your chest. Hold. And then on the exhale, you want to release through the exhale through your chest, through your ribs, and through your belly. You can really try even that ocean sounding breath here. So taking a deep inhale through your belly and through your ribs, through your chest. Hold and exhaling through the chest, ribs, belly. So if you can do that at your own pace, just trying to slow down your breath, starting with the belly, taking a deep inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Hold, exhaling, chest, ribs, belly. At your own pace. Remember, on the inhales, your belly should be blowing up like a balloon. And on the exhale, it should be lowering and deflating. You can even count it out here, counting 2 counts for each. A few more times. And then from here, we'll come into our final resting pose. So just bringing the heels together, the toes facing out, and then the palms facing up on the sides of you. And just relaxing, melting away for the day, taking in everything you just did, and rest. So I know it may be nice to just stay here, but in order to finish the practice, so you can start by just wiggling your fingertips and your toes. And then from here, if you want to just turn your body over to the right side, coming into that fetal position. Again, not letting go of your breath. If all you did in this last 90 minutes was just to breathe, then you've come a lot further today. As many people forget to breathe. And then from here, when you're ready, you can use one hand to bring you back up to the seated position. Coming back into Indian style where we started. If you want, you can bring your palms to Anjali Mudra. And so for me, the light within me honors the light within you. I know there's been so much going on in the world these days, and as I mentioned in the beginning, it really is still early in the new year. So I thought one last quote that I will leave you with is, every story has an end, but in life, every end is a new beginning. So just like we started, we'll close this practice with one chant of the mantra Om. Just again, separating this time from the mat. So let's take a deep inhale. Namaste. Thank you so much for coming out and practicing tonight. I hope to see you all soon.